Oh man, what a song. And so many years later, it's still really one of the best songs. Zama Jobe is in studio with us this morning on our Hanging Out feature. Zama Jobe, welcome to the show. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Good, good, good. I mean, when you listen to that song, I mean, it feels like it was released just yesterday. It still hits so hard.
I am so lucky. I feel so lucky that
Yeah.
people still feel this way about the music.
Yeah.
It's really, yeah.
I mean,
feel
it's,
lucky.
yeah, and I want you to take us back to the moment when you worked on this album. How many years is it? Is it 20 years now? How many years is it
I
now?
think it's 25.
25 years.
Yeah, am I wrong? This was 2004. How many years is that?
That's over 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So how was it though, like working on this album? Do you remember the space that you were in and what you wanted to create?
The space. No, I knew certain things, but I didn't know certain things as well. Like I was fresh from Idols, so I knew that and at that time everybody who was coming from Pop Idols was doing sort of like popish
Pop
sound,
songs,
whatever.
yeah.
So in Pop Idols, I was Zama Jobe.
Mm.
So when you get voted out immediately, the next day you get like 20 offers, especially if you're in the top 10.
Yeah.
You get like 10 people calling you, like, yo, we're watching you on the show,
Yeah.
come talk to us.
Yeah.
But I naturally just went to Sony because of Dave. He was a judge at the show and
Yeah.
he always had my back. So I naturally just went to him. And I think one of the conversations we had was, I am young, but I want to be a Miriam Makeba, Dorothy,
Yes, yeah.
Yvonne Chaka Chaka, Brenda Fassie, whatever. I don't want to be in the pop world. I want to do African music, contemporary African or whatever, jazz, soul, African, whatever, Afro soul, Afro jazz, whatever.
Yeah.
But and I'm gonna go by Zama Jobe, and that's what we're gonna do. And then we tried different writers, because they were throwing white writers at me, pop music and whatever. And I said, no, let's find. So we were trying to find different writers and whatever. And then eventually nothing was working. So eventually I was like, I think I can write music.
Yeah.
And then
Did you write
they were like,
before?
are you sure? I said, I don't know, but I think I can write, And there's this friend of mine who later became the producer.
Yeah.
And he used to give me guitar lessons at Gas.
Yeah.
Actually, I used to catch a taxi to town to get guitar lessons from him.
Wow.
So I remember how comfortable I used to be around him, because he would teach me a chord. It would take me a long time to learn it and whatever. And he was very, very patient.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, let me call him and then I can like try my songwriting on him. If it doesn't work, he's got a gentle way of telling me this is not working. If it works, we can make something magical together. So Sony was like, okay, cool. We'll give you a studio downstairs and give you pizza for the whole week. We're not going to interrupt you. By Friday, we want to hear something.
That's so fascinating because often the stories you hear from people who have received offers after they left Idols is that it's almost like they want to box you into whatever their vision was.
Yes, yeah.
So you don't have too much, creative control. But it sounds like they were listening to you.
Not really. I mean, at first they were throwing things at me.
You
know. But then eventually I said, no, like, I don't want to do this. Like I said, it was natural, like, to find all these sort of pop writers, and they were sending all kinds of writers. I was doing a lot of studio sessions going all around.
Yeah.
And I think you're right when you're saying, in a sense, they were listening to me, because if I'd come back after that experience and I've recorded a song and we listened to it in the boardroom or in the office, Dave would ask me how I feel.
Yeah.
You know, how do you feel about this? I'm like, no, this is not what I want to do.
Yeah. And a lot of Idol stars will tell you, my first album was not really me.
Yeah.
Because they will do the second album and they say, this is really me. The first one was more for the record label and their vision.
Yes.
So that's it's so good that they allowed you that, because otherwise this album wouldn't have been birthed. So thank goodness. But do you come from a musical family? When did you realize I actually can do this thing for a living? I can sing and I've got some soul. I can move people, because that's what you do through your music.
Your questions make me tell you a whole 5 paragraphs, but
Tell me.
anyway, because I like to give context,
Give
you
us,
know.
we love context on this show.
So, no, I don't come from a musical family.
Mhm.
Not really. My dad was a musical collector. He really, really loved music. He loved jazz and he collected music. And my mom sang, you know, she was an alto, a beautiful alto, or whatever.
Yeah.
But where I got music the most was at church. My pastor at that time was a recording artist as well, Pastor Benjamin Dube. So I grew up in his church. So I think I always say that was like music college for me, you know. So I was in his choir since I was 9 up until I entered Idols.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and then music was never something that was a conscious decision that I want to do. Like people entered the competition for me without telling me.
What?
Yeah. Right? I told you, ask me questions, so I have to give you paragraphs. I have to give you context. So there's this friend of mine in high school was trying a bit of modeling or whatever. So we were trying to enter for like Miss Teen Essay or something.
Yeah.
And she was like, Chomi, ask me what text so hlangana kuphi so enter
audition.
so audition. And then I'm like, bet, let's go,
Yeah.
you know. And then I get voted out the first round, you know. So she's this beautiful chocolate long thing, you know. So she made a few rounds further than me, but she also
Could she
eventually
sing though?
yeah, no. So she eventually got voted out as well.
Yeah.
And then on Monday at school, she puts a letter and an entry form for Idols. And she's saying, I don't think modeling is for you. Like, she made it, right?
Yeah.
But she's telling me, I don't think modeling is for you. I think this is your thing. Because I used to sing around school all the time, talent shows and whatnot. This is for you. She wrote a whole thing. And then she had an entry form, my Idols. I get home, I throw it at my mom. I'm like, can you believe this girl? Like me, Nama Pop Idols. Because my dad listened to jazz so much. I was really much influenced by that and church and gospel. So I was like, Pop, me, what? You know, can you believe this girl? So my mom was like, no, actually. And I said, no. She went behind my back. She entered the competition. And the rest is history.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's so fascinating. But you
Yeah.
see, God works in mysterious ways, eh?
Yeah,
If you are
he does.
called for this thing,
Yeah.
it will find you.
Yeah.
In one way or the other. Okay,
Right.
so part of the way of getting to know you better is to get to know you through music as well.
Yes.
And I have to tell you, I was really excited to see some of the artists that you, because I'm always desperate to find out new artists.
Yeah.
I don't like listening to the same music. I mean, I've got favorite artists. I really love your music.
Yeah.
But I also want to know like who's new in the game, and I want to
Yeah.
listen to that. So, who's Boloja from zero to hero? Who's that?
Well, come through this tomorrow and you'll see him live.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I'll be working with him.
Yeah.
So he's a brilliant musician.
Well,
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear
Yeah.
his song because that's one of your faves, and maybe that's gonna help us even anticipate the performance
Yeah.
much more.
Good morning, Clement and the team. It's Andile in Breaking Downs. I can't wait for the next interview with Zama Jobe. I've got a few questions with Zama Jobe that, you know the track he did with Eric Pilane, who is a producer of that song, Noctula. That is a killer track to me. Each time I'm at my radio station, which I won't mention, I make sure I play that song. And is there any more collaboration coming up between you, Zama, and Lee Rutina? Because that Smokes and Mirrors album by Lee Rutina, to me, it's magic. You just put something nice on that album. Just know, when are you opening that eatery again in Fosloras? Because I came there, it was closed, and I was disappointed. Andy Lane Breaking Downs.
Thank you so much, Adile. Collaboration? What's more to come?
Collaboration is with Eric. Or just any collaboration, or with Lee, because he
Yeah,
pointed
maybe
out,
give
like,
us them or others that are coming.
okay, or any collaborations. I don't know. Like I've been talking to some people, but
Okay.
you would be surprised. It's not what you would think though. So that's
Oh.
yeah. It's not
That's
not
exciting, though, right?
yeah. And I'm trying to push for it to happen. So that's why I don't want to say anything because
Yeah.
now I'm giving away. I mean, she's a DJ and she surprisingly like called me yesterday, and
Wow.
I was like, okay, girl,
Let's see what we can cook.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm open to it. Like I said, it's a completely different vibe, but hey,
Yeah,
music
let's
is
see.
music.
But I'm excited that it's something different
Yeah,
that we're
yeah.
not thinking about. I
Yeah.
love being surprised.
Morning, Clem. Tato here. I just want to quickly send a massive shout to Miss Forslow. I think it was 25 years ago, 24 years ago, Miss Forslow, and I was the headliner for the after party at Miss Forslow. Zama won Miss Forslow. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, she is the reigning Miss Forslow because there was never another Miss Forslow, if I'm not mistaken. So it's just quite something to behold that a year or two later, she was all over our TV singing like an angel, and then she became the darling of the country. So shout out to her for the journey she's traveled and the fact that she's still the reigning Miss Forslow.
I was Lily no Miss Forslow lao. I was Chelly.
Oh my god.
A whole Miss Forslow.
Ooh, I
Do you
wonder
remember
who,
that time?
who this Mr. is? Yes.
Utato.
Utato.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Mhm.
trying to remember. Okay.
Utato. Could you not tell that voice?
No.
That's DJ Fresh.
Oh shit!
We can't say that on the radio. We
Was that
apologize. Okay. We apologize for that.
I'm so
but
sorry.
yeah, you didn't really pick up the voice?
No, I didn't
Yeah,
hear.
that is DJ
it's
Fresh.
It's the headphones. I
Okay.
should have heard him in the front.
La
of my
Paya,
house.
yeah, we will do that.
Yeah.
Well, that's DJ Fresh, and that's why he says I was the headliner.
Oh,
There,
he was
yeah.
DJ.
Yeah.
Yes, there was so many people on the lineup. There was Bongo like I had pictures
Yeah.
with all of them, and it's funny how they became like my friends 3 years later. Like
Yeah.
you said.
We've got Zama Jobe in studio with us this morning. Someone sent a voice note earlier about the Chisanyama, the eatery that they went to. It was closed. Just to clarify, it's still operating, right?
Yes. Very much. It's still operating. We just got our liquor license. So
perfect.
we're hoping that things are going to start picking up and being even better. Yeah, because we were just struggling with that for a year. But
And
anyway.
you called it Indawayami.
Yes, I called it
That's so
Indawayami.
dope.
Yes.
That is so dope. Yeah, what a fitting name.
Yeah.
Let's go to some more WhatsApp voice notes on 072 702 and 702.
Take me to a place where the grass is green, oh yeah. Yo, Clement, that is my fave. Oh, Zama Jobe too. Hey, you took us from one place to the other. I'm so glad. Thank you, Clement. Yo, Matabu, ko mohlakeng.
Wow, that's so cool, Matabo. On the WhatsApp line, someone says, "Hey Clement, thanks for bringing Zama Jobe onto the radio. The year is 2005. I just moved to Pietermaritzburg from Kwakwa, and I heard Ndawayami album from a flatmate. Wow. Thank you so much for the great music, CC." That's a message from Tando. And then another one says, "Hi Clement, Ndawayami took Sweet Soul and wrapped it in a bundle that turned the country onto her funky style and sweet youthful naivety. Clement, I was privileged to watch her perform it before it was even a huge song at, is it Jack Buddha 8480, whatever that place is. But what a beautiful musician she is." That's a message from KG. And then listen to this one. Someone says here, "Hi Clement, that was my wedding song in 2006.
Oh my God.
I have been single for a while now, and I'm getting married again next month." So he may play that song again at the wedding.
Yeah.
Tell me about the break. How long did you take a break from music? Was it 10 years?
Yeah. Worst mistake of my life. But anyway, you learn, you live.
Why
Yeah.
do you think it was a worst mistake?
This industry is not an industry for you to take a break. You must not disappear. You need to always be
That's
on.
unfair though,
It
because
is
there are
so
times when
unfair.
as an artist you do need to breathe.
Yeah.
And I don't want to compare us to like artists, whether in Europe or in the Americas, but
Yeah.
they do. Like Adele will give us an album this year and then take a break for 8 years or
Yeah.
5 years and then come back with another album. And
Yeah.
we don't have that culture here.
No, we don't. I mean, Sade releases once every 100
Right?
years. But if she had to go on tour now, like everybody would lose
Everybody will be
their,
there.
yeah, they would lose their ish. So
Were you intentional about the break though in the beginning? What was behind the reason to take a break? If you can talk about it.
I got dumped and I was heartbroken.
Well, that's fair. That's
You're laughing,
understandable.
Mara.
Oh, shame.
Thank
Okay.
you. How
Okay, that's okay. Shame. Let me change my response.
heartbroken. I was
Okay.
like, I couldn't breathe. I couldn't
Was it
live.
that tough?
It was, yeah. No, I just took, I think it was just a whole series of other things as
Yeah.
well, just explaining my journey where I entered the competition, and then immediately the next day I got voted out. I was signing a deal, and then I was in the studio, and then I was dropping music, and when the music dropped, it picked up immediately. It took about 2-3 months, but it started picking up
Yeah.
within very, very quickly.
And then
It
the
started-
awards came.
and then
Boom,
this was
boom.
happening, and this was happening, and this
Mm.
was happening, and this was happening, and I felt like I'm about to go crash into a wall, honestly. Because psychologically for me, somebody who's premeditated being in the game, it's like you try, you do demos, you try and whatever. Once you get your big break, you've been waiting for this and
Yeah.
anticipating it. I did not. I was not even thinking about it. It was just happening and happening and happening. And I felt like I haven't had time to like really process everything. I felt like
Yeah.
I'm just going to crash into a wall. So
Sure.
I wanted to slow down and then kind of rethink everything, process everything,
Yeah.
and then come back intentionally.
Okay.
Yeah.
And was initially, did you think, maybe it'll be the first 3 years or 4,
yeah,
and then it turned into something
it turned
else?
into like 10 years because, I just kept like waiting for a certain feeling. There's a certain feeling that I kept waiting for that would tell me, okay, now is the right time. And I think that feeling never came. And it's just me deciding, like, what does Nike say? Just do it.
Just do it. And
I was just like, let me just do this,
Let me
man.
that's
Yeah.
interesting because I love always like getting a window into like the artist's thinking because I mean I really am fascinated by creatives just
Yeah.
generally, and I know that there are artists who create because there's a need to create. I'm an artist, but there are also artists who create and write songs or write music when they've got something to say.
Yeah.
So what kind are you? Because you're saying I was waiting for the right feeling, and for me
Yeah.
that sounds like you really wanted to perform and write, or if you write from a place of
Yeah.
there's a need to say something, and
Yeah.
I can be in that zone.
Yeah.
Is it that important for you in your artistry to be in the right framework of mind?
I would say yes and no,
Mm.
in a sense that sometimes when you just do it, things will start coming.
Mm.
You know what I mean? When you're like, I think I should try and do something right now. I should try and maybe put an album together, or I should try and do whatever. I think then things will come to you. Like you won't even realize, I was feeling these feelings, especially with creativity, because that's how you get them out. Once you hear the music and you want to write on some lyrics, or you want to write the story, and then you think, right now I'm like, I don't think I have a story, but I feel like if I had to jam with somebody and then I had to put together something, a piece of music, I think things will come out. I think there's a lot of things that are happening internally that I'm not aware of.
Yeah.
So, so it's just, it's definitely important to like have a story and have a concept as to, I think maybe sometimes that's what can take a bit of time is like having the concept of this is what I'm trying to do with this music. The intention behind it, this is what I'm trying to do with this music. This is a concept with this music and all of that, yeah.
How did you deal with fame though? Because what you're describing is that things happen too quickly for you.
Yeah.
And you had not rationalized, like you had not thought of becoming that big like that.
Yeah.
So how did you then deal with like fame and the constant bookings? Because everybody just wanted you to come perform.
Yeah. No, look, I like to sing. I don't know why, because sometimes it's scary as hell. Even after 20 years, you just like, before you go on stage, you're like, I'm scared right now. And you're
What's
like, I've been doing this for 20 years. Why am I scared? But I really do enjoy it.
Yeah.
I really do enjoy sometimes how it heals me. Like, the intention is to really just be giving to your audience or whatever. Sometimes it's like you just had like a bad day and you healing yourself, and then maybe that energy transfers to the audience. So whatever the reasons, I really love music. So for me, I'm an artist and I'm a musician more than anything.
More than anything.
More than anything.
Okay, speaking of musicians, tell me
Yeah.
about Andile Yenana.
Yay!
Because Oasis is one of your favorite songs as
Yes.
well. Why is it?
Wow. I want to be technical. No, but I just love it. Like, it's such a beautiful pattern. It's kind of like he's repeating a pattern, but it's so beautiful. You know, so I think it's such a clever way of like composing, especially on the piano. You hear what I mean?
I get what you mean.
Yeah, so I love the song, you know. I really, really love the song. Like, people were telling me to choose Tembisa because that's like his popular song.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, I like Oasis. This is the one I want to pick, yeah.
Well, here we go. Oh my goodness. Exquisite.
Yes, isn't it?
Okay, I've just edited this album, and I know some of the listeners are probably wondering, okay, from which album? The album is titled We Used to Dance, Andile Yenana. It was released in 2002, so check it out on iTunes. Wow, that's a beautiful, beautiful number there. Let's go to your WhatsApps on 0727021702.
Yo, Clementi. Bathong, Zama Jobe. Zama Jobe waka. Yo, there's this album. Okay, the Wayame album literally carried me through varsity, me and my best friend. Yo, I remember how I felt when I first saw you.
Yeah.
How I right. There is one unforgettable night. The memories just seem like it's yesterday.
man.
Oh, Zama Jobe, ngikuthanda.
Beautiful.
Yeah, man.
Clemmy, good morning to you and to your guest, Zama Jobe. I remember when she broke into the music scene, Robert Marawa was still at Metro FM doing the 6 to 7 sports hour. And Robert introduced this artist, Zama Jobe, and played her music. It was fresh, it was beautiful, it was everything amazing. And throughout all those years, easily 15 years, even 20, could be wrong, I still haven't heard any song that comes close to Hey, Hey. It's so unique. The only disappointment is that Zama Jobe hasn't released anything as big as that. I hope your music identity hasn't changed much. I haven't heard any of your new material. But yes, I will be digging for it now that you're on radio. Obviously, there is something fresh coming from you. Lovely show as always, Clement.
Well, check out on iTunes, on Spotify, because you released Umi when?
Yes.
This is in 2024, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and you've had 2 more albums after, how many after Dawayami?
I had 2 albums.
You had 2 albums, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, so check out the music. It's there, trust me, and it's equally amazing.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yes, please check it out.
Clemzito. Hey, you've got a great musician, Lapo. Yo, Zama Jobe. Wow, what a lovely voice. Hey, Ilendolena, there's such great music that she's brought us. Abu Taxi Ride, Stormy Weather, Hey Hey, and one of my favorites, Magic. Yeah, please do play it if possible. Look on your app. Thanks.
Okay, we'll check on the system. Yeah, a lot of people are asking for the song. Mpo on WhatsApp line says, Clement, thank you for hosting Zama Jobe on your show. Her music carried me through tough times as a working mom. So I always played her music in the house and in the car. And my kids and I, we would sing together. The first song you played carried me when my little girl was hospitalized after having a seizure while asleep and was discovered by her brother. The race to ER was a scene for sore eyes, and recovering that followed. That song carried me. The next song was Tula Mtanami. Yo,
Yes.
I used the song to soften my guilt each time I had to travel out of town for work. My mom was the present parent while I was globe trotting. I love her music and I wish her all the best. That's a message from Mpo in Senton.
Oh, love you, Mpo.
Oh, that's
because-
beautiful.
Yeah, because I write about my own stories, hoping that I'm people out there that are going through similar things can find comfort. So I'm happy to hear that so much.
How
Cheers,
beautiful is music? That
It is-
someone is able to feel comforted,
Yeah,
to feel like they can relate.
yeah.
And I mean, through music, and they don't know who you are. They don't even
No.
know your story.
No, and it's that's why it's like very important to like really write about experiences and because you don't know who's listening to the lyrics, because at first we listen to the music and then when we're going through stuff we really listen to the lyrics and then you're like, oh my god, actually this person has been saying this all along and now I can relate to it, So I'm happy when people are really interpreting what I'm saying, especially with my latest albums, whereas the first two ones I was just kind of like an abstract painter where I would write just openly and let you interpret it the way you want to. But the last two albums, because of growing and experiencing life, because with Ndayam I hadn't really experienced life. So I would just write about like a place in my head, that I like to dream about. But with my latest albums, especially the one she's talking about, Tula Mtwana, that was like talking about a real life experience where I had to go work and I had to leave my kids, and that mom guilt is a serious one. It's a very serious one. So that's why I'm saying it makes me happy to hear from Mpo. Thank you for that. That she was finding comfort in the music just the way that I was writing to also comfort myself. Yeah.
Hanging out with Clement
on 702.
Let's walk the talk.
3 minutes now before 11 o'clock, we're wrapping up our chat with Zama Jobe, whom we've been getting to know better on our Hanging Out feature this morning. And a lot of people want to know where they can see you perform. They miss seeing you on stage, and you're performing this weekend.
Yes,
Tell
tomorrow.
us about that. Tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow. So Kolisi MXO, I think whose song you're gonna play next. He's started this concept called Different Folks, where he's putting up just sessions all across the country and just putting musicians together to collaborate on stage. And so tomorrow we're doing that concept at Weed Lovers in 4 Ways.
Okay.
So artists like Boloja and Andile Nana that you've been playing, they're going to be there tomorrow. Myself, Kolisi. So come through. I'm going to be doing that. So I think it's going to be pretty dope. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing Andile Nana as well, So yeah.
That's going to be dope. Okay,
Yeah.
let's wrap up then with Mko.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is what you can expect over the weekend at this incredible show, Different Folks. Zama Jobe, thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you
It
for
was
having
really lovely
me.
to get to know you better, also through some of your favorite songs. And thank you for the music that you've created for us. That is so comforting and that means a lot to us. And we wish you all the best.
Thank you for the love. It means a lot to me too,
Hanging out with Clement
on 702.
Let's walk the talk.